Hi, this is Jeffrey again, the illustrator of A Tale for Christmas, Zach's Quest. And since we're dealing with the nativity scene now, and we've drawn the three principal characters, baby Jesus, Joseph, and Mary, I thought it'd be fun to draw one of the angels. So I've never seen one. So clearly I'm going to have to sort of work on what I can here. But I'm going to try to sort of do something that I think is a little bit maybe stylized. Not standing. I'm going to have an angel that's going to be sort of almost hovering. I think that would be kind of nice. And since we know that they have wings, I'm going to I think what I'm going to do is, this might be kind of nice. Interesting. Sort of protecting, the angel that might be protecting baby Jesus. And again, I'm just sort of roughing this out. There, like this. Sort of work a little bit higher and come in. Try to do some interesting drapery almost. I think that would be an interesting way to do it. I think I'm going to have the sleeves come down like this. Yeah, that works nicely. I like that. Keep things a little bit smoother and softer here. Sort of being a sword that protects the child, I'm sort of thinking. I think I'm getting closer to it. Getting closer to something I think that works. Notice how sort of like shapes start to come together and everything starts to slowly. I think I'll put some drapery here. Something that can kind of work. Yeah, pretty close. I'll try this now.
You won't hear my voice, but could you talk them through as you find the drapery,
Mm-hmm.
the technique for it?
Yeah.
That's kind of a neat learning point.
Okay, first let me start with the eyes. I've talked about the drapery before, but I wanted to sort of address it again here. How it's really important to sort of learn how to overlap the drapery sometimes. Let me get this a little bit heavier in here. And again, this is a little bit stylized, but for instance, as I pull this down, you want to be able to sort of see how you can overlap these things using straight versus curves, things like that. You want to sort of have like elements that show folds like that inside there. And then of course I'm going to go into the arm. Maybe I'm going to fix that a little bit. I'm going to pull that back up. So I'm going to, because otherwise the arm doesn't fit right in there. Going to have his other hand here. Now I'm going to pull the wing up a bit, but I want to have this sort of like a, it's not like a typical belt, but it'd be like a old-fashioned sort of wrapping around with maybe some pieces that come out like this off of it. And then I'm going to go down straight like this, and I'm going to sort of flare out here like this. Now I'm using this sort of old technique where you just sort of do a zigzag approach. It allows you to sort of to create this sort of almost like curtains drapery, and you're not sure where it, but it gives you that three-dimensional effect that you might want to have. Let me just do this. Let me go back into here like this. I'm going to pull this up. Notice I pulled it in a little bit because I wanted to not make it so. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of overlapping here with the feathers to sort of suggest that they're like this. Now I'm going to go in here and start to pull it out a little bit. Now if I can find the old drawing, the other drawing, I'll pull that out for you in a second, and then I'll show you how he might have been positioned on that other scene with Marion.
Jeffrey, do you think you'd be able to give him a little bit more tunic beneath? You know, like maybe have it dropping even lower on the left side again, like it's
Over here or here?
There, to the left side, like where it drops it even a little more, gives it a little more volume.
Sure. Yeah. Let me do this. Just segment it a little bit. By the way, this is called a meated eraser. They're great for just sort of pulling up a little bit of the graphite off of the drawing, so that you can redraw over it. And they're sort of like erasers, but they're called meated erasers because you can not necessarily eliminate the whole graphite. I think I'm going to pull this out a little bit here. Yeah. And now, let me grab this drawing over here, and if you imagine As I pull this off, oops, let me finish. In this scene, as depicted so many times, the angels protecting the baby Jesus, he would be probably something over them like this with some light shining down. This is just a very rough idea, but this is pretty much, let me just get rid of this while I can so it's not distracting. And you can kind of see how the setup might be, something like this. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed learning to draw this character, and please be sure to check out the other lessons in this series. Merry Christmas!